Still with us? Cannon Kearney and April Preyar. Cannon, I know we're not supposed to say he was lying, but he's going into detail about these crazy injuries. The picture of his toe injury that supposedly is spraying blood all over the house, it's hard to, I would imagine, if you're a juror, to believe that little cut created so much trouble. And where's the Swiffer jet? He doesn't know. There's a lot going on here, is there not?
And I say there is a lot going on, but just because there's a lot going on, again, that does not make the defendant guilty. We still haven't heard maybe there are signs of hemophilia. The family where a small cut can lead to large amounts of blood. That's something that obviously could easily be remedied by having a medical examiner or someone of that nature to inform if the family does have hemophilia. His brother could have testified to the scratching. So there are things that the prosecution has not done to match, to show that he is a liar. They have shown that his story is far-fetched. Again, it takes putting 1 + 1 = 2 in order for this to be true. So I believe that at this time, again, we still need to see the facts be joined together.
April, your thoughts on this imagery? I mean, you have dad scratching away and spraying blood, and mom's nose is bleeding in the living room. I'm sorry, but it is hard to believe.
I am all for holding the prosecution to their burden. I am all for holding them to the highest burden in the land. However, this is what my colleagues and I would call a slow plea, meaning the ultimate result is going to be a guilty. I do not see how this turns around for this kid at all. Will the state be able to connect all the dots? Maybe not. They may not be able to connect all the dots. They may not be able to explain how this confrontation, presumably between the dad and Mr. Halderson, took place and ended in his death and then later in the mom's death. They may not be able to connect all the dots. But honestly, jurors don't usually make the prosecution connect all the dots. They normally side with police. They normally side with the prosecution. And without being able to hear from Mr. Halderson on the stand, because I can't imagine they would put him on the stand, they won't ever hear his story. So my guess is that this will result in a guilty plea, and that this bloody mess that he's talking about in the house, about the dog rushing into the fireplace with his shoulder and breaking the glass, and all of that will be one of the many lies that the state goes back to during their closing and during their rebuttal close.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, that maybe that little piece of skull in the fireplace that was located, that's a game changer, because that just doesn't show up. We'll have to wait and see. And as Cannon thankfully does, he grounds us. He makes us wait and not jump to conclusions. Coming up next,